Greetings, my friends and fiends. Olde Dragon here, welcoming you to the Draconic Verses. As you can see, I still have the graphics up from the videos that I made the other day, right after the passing of Haruo Nakajima. I'm in a much better headspace today than I was the other day. I just finished getting through. I just finished watching Destroy All Monsters with my brothers and sisters of the drive-in mob. All right, all right, all right. And that's always a lot of fun when we watch movies. In any rate, I wanted to clarify some of my reasoning for why I want to get the legendary Godzilla King of the Monsters coming out in 2019, why I want to get it dedicated to the memory of Haruo Nakajima. In case I wasn't too clear in those videos, and I understand that I probably wasn't, because like I said, I was not in a good headspace. I was completely disheveled and unprepared and everything. I mean, as you can see, I'm already minus the the Santa beard. The thing is, here's the reason that I wanted to do, why I want to do this, why I want to get this done. 20 years ago, I met Haruo Nakajima and Kenpachiro Satsuma, the Godzilla of the Heisei era. And met him at the G-Con, New York. That was the G-Fan Magazine's convention that they did in New York, the only one that they did in New York. And it was the weekend of August 31st, 1997. And like I said in the video the other day, I got to drink my first sake with Godzilla, which was, I mean, how cool is that? But that's not what I remember it the most for. It's because I got to talk to Haruo Nakajima, yes, through his interpreter, about what Godzilla meant to me. I mean, I was 30 at the time. I was just 33 at the time. I was not yet 33. I was still 32 at the time. I wouldn't be 33 until October. And I told him how important Godzilla was to me as a kid. And how it was a connection to my dad, because my dad had introduced me to Godzilla. And I talked to him about this, again, through the interpreter. We had a nice talk. He was very gracious and generous with his information to me. And then he says something to his interpreter, and the interpreter's like, okay. And then she looks at me and she says, Nakajima-san would like to know if you would like to learn how to walk like Godzilla. And as I said the other day, I said my jaw just went, ugh. And I had just been taking martial arts recently, so when he said get into a horse stance, I just went, boom, naturally into a horse stance. And he was like, okay, you know that. And then he said to start to move, and I mimicked his movements. And apparently he did this every so often. He didn't do it at like every convention, but he did it every so often. And he says something to the interpreter, and she says, he says, you're doing very well. He is very impressed. And he looks at me and he hits my shoulder and says, good job, very good job. And he said, what's your name? And I said, my name is Jim. And he says, no, you kaiju. He says, I'm a kaiju. He says, you Jimra. And it floored me. I mean, Godzilla just gave me a kaiju name. Okay? And that's what I'll always remember. I mean, I'll have that for the rest of my life. That Godzilla made me a kaiju. And it's because of that, and what I realized later on, why I want to get him that dedication. I want you to think about something for a minute. Okay? In all the times that you've watched a Godzilla movie and seen the credits, whose name did you see come up on the starring name? Akira Kubo? Akira Takarada? Kenji Sahara? Where's Haruo Nakajima? Haruo Nakajima's name would come up with the 10 or 15 people under the word with. Didn't get a credit as Godzilla. Akira Takarada used to tell a story at every convention he went to, where he said that now Gojira was his first starring role. So he shows up to the studio on the first day of production, starts introducing himself to the crew, and he says, "Yes, hello, I'm Akira Takarada. I'm the star of the movie." And the crew starts laughing at him and saying, "You're not the star of the movie. Godzilla is the star of the movie." Now here's the thing. Yes, Godzilla was the star of the movie. Godzilla was the central character of all those movies. And Nakajima-san never got a star billing for being the central character of the movie. It didn't even say in the cast credits, Godzilla played by Haruo Nakajima. No suit actor ever got a billing like that. None of them ever got a screen credit. Their name appeared under with. And that is why I want to get this dedication credit for Nakajima-san. I want him for the first time, and yes, for the last time, but I want him to get that one credit, that even if it's the dedication to his memory, I want his name to be the only one on that screen just once. Just once. That's why it's so important to me, because I want him to get that recognition, to have that remembrance. That's why it's so important to me. That's why I'm so impassioned about this. This is not for me. This is strictly for Nakajima-san. This is my way of thanking him for giving me that treasured childhood connection to my dad. And it's Jimra's way of thanking Godzilla for making him a kaiju. That's why I want to do this. That's why I want that dedication. So I wanted to clarify that. And I wanted to say again, friends and fiends, please, let's do this. To the powers that be at Legendary, if for some strange chance you're actually seeing this video, do the right thing. Please. And I'm sure people have said, oh, it's a given. Oh, it's taken for granted. They'll dedicate it. I don't want it to be a given. I don't want it to be taken for granted. I would like a confirmation, a commitment to dedicate that movie to Haruo Nakajima's memory. Because without his performance as Godzilla, would there have been a Heisei era? Would there have been a Millennium era? Well, maybe. But the thing is, one of the things that endeared those movies to so many people was Nakajima's performance as Godzilla and as the other monsters. See, that's another thing, too. In Godzilla King of the Monsters, coming out in 2019, they're also featuring Rodan and they're featuring Mothra. Nakajima played all three of these kaiju at one point in time. He played Godzilla naturally, but he also played Rodan in the first Rodan movie. That was him in the harness, getting dropped on buildings and getting all the missiles and everything shot at him and everything. And he was in the Mothra larva head, because the larva was actually a larger scale kaiju. It was a suit. It was a multi-part suit. Nakajima-san was in the head, and then they had one or two others, including a dwarf in it as well, to make sure that they fit, to get everybody going, to get the movement for Mothra. The first Mothra was not a puppet all the time. It was actually a suit. So Nakajima-san played all three of those kaiju. He played in their first appearances. And so if you have all three of those monsters in that one movie, give the man the credit he deserves. Right? Come on. All right, so that's all I'm going to say about this for now. I mean, and I'm not giving up on this. I'm not giving up on this. Even if I don't make another video about it, I'm going to be pursuing this. I'm going to be sending tweets out. I'm going to be posting to Facebook, and I'm asking all of you, my friends and fiends, all my Twitter followers, all my TCM party people, all my drive-in mobsters, all my Facebook friends and family, even the 15 people following me on YouTube, please see these Twitter names? At Legendary, at Godzilla Movie, at Mike_Dougherty. Tweet to them politely. Politely tweet to them. Retweet to them the graphic that I made. You can find it on my timeline. You can find it on the Facebook page. You can find it on the Draconic Versus blog. You can just go ahead and download the image. And retweet it and use the hashtag Haruo Nakajima. Let's keep Haruo Nakajima trending if we can. Keep sending it, please, until we get some kind of an answer, until we get some kind of a commitment. Please, Legendary, make this happen. All right, that's all I'm going to say about it anymore for now, friends and fiends. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching the other videos. I'll be talking to you very soon with well, some other tidbits. But for now, Channel D is closed.